Hi, I'm Dan. Thanks for checking in on Dimgaard. Special thanks to the backers of Volume 26 that's live on Kickstarter and the Patreons who are a consistent backer through patreon.com. So I'm working on getting all the questions that have been submitted to me answered, and here's a good one that just came out. It's actually going to the top of the queue because I like it so much. So this comes from Garrett. Garrett jumped in with the what the heck, I think in volume 24, might have been 25 though. But here's this question. Although I probably have more content from you than I will ever be able to play through in my lifetime, I'd like to keep current with the work you continue. I am conflicted between continuing to back through Kickstarter or subscribing to your Patreon. What do you recommend? All right, so if I don't know anything else, other than you like Dimgaard and want to stay current, now I'm going to recommend one of two things, right? Either the $20 Patreon, right? Because the $20 Patreon is going to give you all the current content going forward. You don't have to worry about if you miss something or not. It's automatically subscribed to monthly. Now, and that what that gives you that is not in the $15 monthly Kickstarter is it gives you two additional Dimgaard modules that are aligned to the two ongoing storylines, right? This kind of hurts the campaign a little bit because the more people that subscribe at that $20 level, the lower the numbers will be on the Kickstarter, right? And folks like to go on the Kickstarter and see big numbers there. They like to be one of the crowd that's backing it. But if I'm trying to give you unbiased advice, you're saying I like Dimgaard, I want to stay current with you. That would be what I suggest. If you're like, well, isn't there another way that I can say, yeah, you could do the $5 Patreon to get that Patreon only content, and the $15 all that plus a bonus. There's a group of people who do that, right? If you look at the Patreon $5 backers, they're also, I think, almost to a person doing the all that plus a bonus on the Kickstarter, and they do it just as a favor to the campaign so that they don't deflate the Kickstarter backers numbers, and I appreciate that. But speaking of appreciation, in every Kickstarter there is a sponsor level, and there have been times where there have been consistent sponsors, like people who there have been periods of over a year when certain entities have backed it at that highest level every time. More frequently, what I see is I will see people who are consistent backers that have decided, you know what, I'm gonna kick in at the highest level this month to show my ground. Whenever I see that, it is a tremendous validation to the work we do. So I understand that the sponsor level is much more than what you could get that content for if you were a consistent follower. But if you're asking how you can show your appreciation for the work we do, then occasionally backing at that sponsor level and contributing suggestions for storylines, wrinkles, or maybe you have a NPC that you've developed that has been particularly interesting, all those sorts of things, even conventions that you would recommend that we premiere at. All those are helpful as well. All right, so hey, it looks like I'm going to come in under 5 minutes. So I hope that answers Garrett's question. I hope it answers the questions that others of you may have. And keep the questions coming. And again, a special thanks to the backers of Volume 26 and also the patrons on Patreon.